Hello, Yvonne. I think Yvonne is with us. And Christina Venter, gaan het goed? Is julle daar? I always go live on YouTube first. Good evening, goeienaand, molweni. If there's anybody online currently on YouTube, hope that you are well. Baie winderige Kaapse aand vanaand. Beautiful weather today. Maar ons is alright. Hallo Fred Prinsloo, goeienaand, gaan dit goed? Hoop julle is reg vir die helfte van die week. Hallo Dion Koeglenberg, goeienaand, welkom. Ek's 'n bietjie vroeg, maar ek wil altyd maar eers YouTube aan die gang kry. I want to get YouTube going, so that we can see. Yvonne, ja nee, dit gaan goed. Yvonne, ek het 'n bietjie getrim, want ons is môre in die parlement, die multi-party charter. Ons teken môre amptelik die ACDP as nou 'n nuwe lid van ons. So ja, it's going well. Jaguar, how are you? Good to see you. Mary Warner, hello. And Andrew, very good to see you. Andrew, baie goed om julle te sien. Sylvia, Stephen, Arnold Zietsman, good to see you. Maurits van der Heever, saying hello to you. Carol, Carol McGahey. No disrespect, just struggling with the MC, but Carol from Gansbaai, love you. Good to see you. I will get that surname right. Sylvia, ja, ons bid. Rita, very good to see you. Rita, one of my rocks in my life. Good to see you. Gary Elliott, good evening. I'm going to start the other platforms now. Been a hell of a week. I'm a bit tired. I think you can see I'm a bit drained. Have had so many meetings, so many things to do. It's unbelievable what one man can do surrounded by so many better people to change a country. So we won't give up. I will keep on taking the meds, keep on taking the vitamins, praying, and going well. Stephen, good to see you from KZN. I really am looking forward to seeing you guys. So I'm going live now. Hello, there we are. Platforms, social media, hello. To everybody on TikTok. This is your Wednesday night with your stylish favorite politician. If I'm not, I am really not bothered. I will still love you. Molweni, salam, shalom, namaste, en 'n goeie naand aan almal op TikTok. This is your Straight Talk, and then to everybody on Facebook, Johan Straightdom, jy's sommer klaar daar. Good to see you guys. Welcome on our Wednesday evenings, where I sit with you in your lounge. Hopefully not for too long to occupy you, but there are continually new things that we need to talk about. Nuwe goed wat ons oor moet praat. Jou tyd aan omslaat jy maar. Things that you need to know. If these info sessions with me are too long and I take too long, just remember it's mine. You have the right to scroll on, move on, but I am your politician that will never ever say anything except the truth. So that's me. Hello Daniel Breed, goed om julle te sien. I've welcomed everybody. Rashida, wassalamu alaikum. Good to see you. Gertie van der Rooyen. Die mense kla altyd ek verwelkom almal en ek is landdradig. Ja, ek het maniere. I've got manners. That's about it. And if you've got manners and I want to engage with you, this is how we start a conversation. I don't care how long it takes. If you don't like it, leave. I'm a person that was given manners by my mom and my grandmom and my parents. And that's just me, and I'm not going to break it. I've got Carol, say Mac Chachei. That's it. Mac Chachei. Trying. Great, guys. Welcome. Jimmy, everybody. This is your Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Hopefully, we'll finish by 8:30. I've got another meeting. We don't stop, and there's some interesting stuff that I would like to speak to you about tonight. Hartlike welkom by my vanaand, Neil de Beer. Dis 'n groot eer om by julle te wees. Molweni, omslagas. Molweni, mama. Jou teta nomslaan ja, by politics omzansi nomslaan, very important. We're going to talk about a couple of stuff. Right, let's first get rid of the week that was so far. Spoke to you last Wednesday. Now, this Wednesday, it's been a week. No doubt, the Palestinian and Israeli war dominating every day. You can go on TikTok, you can go on Facebook, you can go on Instagram, you can go on every news channel in the world. The war in Palestine, between Israel and Palestine, is undoubtedly on everybody's lips. Every day, and more, people are asking me, Neil, where do I stand? Kratos Awe, Masakan, good to see you. And Mohammed Shafiq, good evening. I want to quickly address, straightforward, the point of view where I, as the president of the UIM, stand with the war that is currently raging in the Middle East. You know, no matter what side you pick, no matter where you stand, damned if you do, and damned if you don't. It's as easy as that. It doesn't matter what we say. If you say you are pro-Palestine, you are no doubt going to get the wrath of the people that stand with Israel. And if you say, but the Israelis have the right to defend themselves, you are going to get a massive pushback from the people that are currently on the side of Palestine. So I'm going to call it right now. And I'm going to critically tell you where I am. And this is really the opinion of mine. And it reflects back to the opinion of the people within the UIM. So hear me well. It matters not what side you are currently standing on in this country. Remember, South Africa, we are in this country. If you have a religious affiliation to any one of the two, be it Palestinian Muslim or be it Israeli Jew, there's no doubt that you are going to speak for the positioning of your faith. Kom ons praat reguit. Come, let's address the elephant, the dinosaur, the animal in the room. Kom ons praat gou reguit. I am sincere when I tell you, I have people that belong to the United Independent Movement that are of the Muslim faith. Absolutely we have. And we have people that are in this UIM that read the Torah and that are of the Jewish faith. Now, I'm a Christian. Yes, I'm a son of God. I am a Christian. I believe in my God, whatever you name him, God, Yahweh. But the Bible of the Christian religion is my faith. It doesn't mean that I disrespect your faith. It doesn't mean that I have an opinion about the Muslim fraternity in the country, and it doesn't mean that I've got anything to say about the Jewish fraternity. All I'm saying is I'm a Christian. Now, if you are a Christian, I'm speaking to you right now. I'm speaking to the Christians. Well, those real Christians. Real Christians. Why am I saying that? Because I've met a lot of people that say they're Christian and they're not. Hoeveel keer het jy nie al geluister na mense wat sê hulle is Christene en hulle is die grootste mense wat die dolke in mense sit? How many times have you not met people that preach the whole week and then they're the first people to judge? Whoa. So I'm not talking to those that pretend to be Christians. I'm talking to my fellow brothers and sisters. Hear me well. Hear me. Nowhere in my Bible that I have read constantly since giving my life to my God? Have I read that our God is an evil, destructive, and unbelievably unfair God? I'm sorry. If you can send it to me, then let's have a debate. But that's not the feeling. My God says that you've got to be just. Just, fair. Yeah, God gets cross and he has a stern warning for us to reprimand us. But I didn't join the Christian faith so that I could be judgmental and that I would absolutely sit back and be a fearmonger. You don't make people move to faith by threatening them. No, you don't. You move people to accept your faith when they love your God. That's it. So I'm saying, no way would I ever think, ek sal nooit dink, that our God is looking down at what's happening in the Middle East and people are dying. People are dying. Not Palestinians, not Israelis. People. People are dying. Worse than that, children are dying. South Africa, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hoor julle my? Children are dying, man. And when a child dies, there's no debate. Sorry, I'm a dad. Manay, my new grandson Aiden, Jesse, Reese and Connor. These are my kids, really. Can you imagine? No matter if you read the Quran or the Torah or the Bible, and you hear your son or your daughter is dead. Do people that from the Israeli side cry differently when a child is lost? Do people in Palestine cry differently when they see their sons and daughters ripped to pieces? No, I can't understand it. A mother cries. I've seen many moms cry, losing their children. So I'm telling you, it's wrong. South Africa, this is wrong. We have ourselves had a hell of a lot of death. Our country has had death. Our country's had war. Our sons and daughters were in Angola. We were fighting in Namibia, in Southwest. We were fighting in our country. We were now fighting to survive through things like COVID, things like load shedding, 75 murders a day. This country of ours is also at war. And our government is doing nothing about it. So I'm saying, like I will repeat again and again, there is no justification for war to currently exist and perpetuate and the killing of women and children. I'm not going to say who's right and who's wrong. Can I say both of you are wrong? Yet both of you, in a way, is right. You cannot negotiate with any person while you have a barrel of a gun stuck in your mouth. Jy gehoor? Jy kan nie oor vrede praat terwyl jy met 'n ander man oog tot oog staan en jy het 'n loop van 'n geweer in jou mond. This is not negotiation. This is not the way that they will find peace. If you want to talk about the history of Israel and Palestine, no, I've studied it. I understand the Golan Heights, Gaza, the West Bank. I understand the 1947 war. I understand Yom Kippur. I understand the opinions of people like Golda Meir. I understand what has happened in that country. I understand people's opinion like the PLO, Yasser Arafat, Hezbollah, Hamas. I understand it. I'm not an idiot. I'm quite well read. I love history. So I don't want to get into who what from a South African perspective. I'm saying it again, a South African perspective. What we are seeing on both sides is terrible. So my opinion, stop the war. Stop it. Stop it now. Have a ceasefire. Have a meeting and go back to the drawing board. But war's wrong. You're not going, are you hearing me? You're not going to pull me in to take sides here, because if you ask me what side I'll take, now I'm going to piss you off. Ek gaan jou nou moedig maak, maar ek voel baie vere. If you want me to choose sides, I'll choose the side of South Africa. Okay? So last week when I said this, whoa, het ek klappe gekry. Huh? Ek het nie 'n hart nie. Nee. As dit kom by die mense van hierdie land, as dit kom by die Suid-Afrikaners, as dit kom by die mense wat op hierdie oomblik doodgaan op die Kaapse vlakte, the battlefields and the current killing fields of Cape Flats, when you look at the cashing transit heists, when you look at the farm murders, when you look at the rural murders, when you look at the urban murders, the rapes, the gender-based violence in this country, then I am sorry. This is my priority as a leader, as a politician in this republic. South Africa first. I'm sorry. Yes, if I had family in Palestine, if I had family in Israel, I would probably absolutely agree that you feel like you feel. But right now, there are people dying all over the world. There are people dying in Syria. There are people dying in Africa. There are people dying in Russia. There are people dying in Ukraine. They're just dying. But I'm sorry, I have to focus on saving my own people in my own country. I am not going to apologize. Ek gaan nie, en dan sê ek maar vir jou in Afrikaans, as jy met my wil beklei, jou moer. Okay, maar vir my dit terug sê. I'm sorry, I'm not brutal. But I am facing a criminality in this country that's bordering on cartels that is taking South Africa into the state of how Colombia was. Are you hearing me? As julle hoor julle my Suid-Afrika, wys my net, want partymal voel ek praat net hiersom met 'n skerm. Guys, come now. Surely you can't, at the end of the day, disagree when I am trying to say, I am sorry for the world. I am really, really sorry. I apologize. Wassalamu alaikum. May I do dua for you. May I ask the mighty Allah to do dua so that your people cannot die. May I say to the people of Israel, Shalom. Tomorrow you will say Shalom Shabbat. May I say to you, I am worried. I am sad of the dying. But can I tell the South Africans, when I want people to come en masse, 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, to fight against things like the murder of our farmers, the gender-based violence against our women and children, the absolute corrupt state that this country has become, the mafia state, the captured state, the fallen state. I can't get 200 people together. I can't. Where may? The other day, a couple of people got together to stop farm murders to face Becky, Tafeltjie, Stoeltjie, Tsele. Sis. So, I net daai woorde, né? Just those words. Having to think, Tsele. Okay, some of you are ice cream. We couldn't get 300 people together in Brits. We can't. But when you look at what happened last week, Saturday, And you've got to respect this. The Muslim community of the Cape had nearly 2,000-3,000 people, even more, taking to the streets to support Palestine. And I looked at that. I wasn't part of it. I had another function to attend. And yes, I will say it on record, and you can now comment and disagree, because remember, this is not me forcing my opinion. I'm just sharing it on social media. I was disappointed in our country. Not disappointed that the Muslim community did what they should do, and that is support their cause and support their people. It's their democratic right. I was disappointed that we've lost the will to fight in this country. We've lost the will. We are not ready to fight anymore. Our country is so battered and abused. Ons land is so verrenoveer. Ek dink die mense is net moeg. As jy vra, kom ons vat 100,000 mense en ons sit hulle in stadions. Ons kan dit nie eens doen nie. Maar vir rugby kan ons. Cricket kan ons. But to save your own country, to rise up and say to this ANC, no, we can't get 10 people together. The EFF can. Yeah, the EFF can get 100,000 people in a stadium. That's even more shocking. Stem julle saam met my? The EFF, and you can say what you want, they got 100,000 people. No matter how they did it, they filled that stadium with red. Ek dink dit is 'n skande dat ons wat teen die ANC nou staan, almal van ons, dat ons nie eens 'n stadion kan vul nie. That's my opinion. Dit is my opinie. Ons kan nie saam staan. Ek sê dit elke week. Our biggest enemy is ourselves. So that's my opinion right now about where we are with the Middle East. Electricity. You know what's funny to me? We are sharing, ons deel mos nou. Matlabane akaus ubuntu apa imasakane unklobodo unamsla. I'm giving teachings. Do you know what's the weirdest? Is that we are clapping hands for ministers when they do their job. We clap our hands when Becky Cele says, no, definitely I'm going to do my job. Huh? We applaud people for actually doing their job. The Minister of Electricity of this country, you're an absolute arrogant idiot. Do you get me? The only bloody KPI, key performance instruction, is you've got to supply this country with power. Now you go out there, you go, boy. Zzz, Minister of Electricity, like Napoleon. And you stand there and you go, nee, ons het krag. Manne, ons het krag. It's your job, you idiot, to give us electricity. It's not your job to tell us that when you give us the power we require, that you need now to be stroked like a little cat that's purring because he just found cream. You idiot. It's your job to give us light. Okay, and when you just get it right, don't become arrogant and then in 2 weeks from now, you put us back on stage 5. Okay, the people in this country are not asking you to ensure that we've got electricity. It's your bloody job, man. So we are not going to, again, clap hands for you when I have got unabated power for 8 hours. You idiot. This is your job. So when you get it right to put the lights on, we are so amazed that we actually of shock are clapping for you. Okay, so I'm telling you, we are not clapping hands because you did your job. We're clapping hands because you finally found out what your job is. And it's only one: give us power. I'm talking electricity. Next year, when we take over from the ANC, then we will take all power. Okay. So, electricity minister, you're not out of the cage. But well done getting certain power stations now back online. Huh? That's like saying to a person who's currently walking from one point to another point on his own voluntarily, and he reached that point, and you clap hands because he found the point. Not get to the point. He actually found the point. Okay. So electricity, we're watching you. But thank you. I'm enjoying the light. But not everybody has that. There are towns and places right now that don't have it, okay? They don't have power. So you're not out of the box. Then a big announcement, as you know, tomorrow, the multi-party charter, the 7 current parties that are part of the multi-party charter will be meeting at Parliament. I will be there representing you at the signing ceremony in public of the ACDP, the African Christian Democratic Party officially joining the multi-party charter. Let's quickly talk about that. I get many people that are asking me, why are we still part of the charter? Why am I with the DA? I'm not with the DA. As ek by die donderse DA wou wees, dan het ek ons nou by die DA aangesluit. Okay, if I wanted to be with the DA, I would have gladly joined the DA 3 years ago. I'm not with the DA because I fundamentally disagree with about 20 to 40 to 80, it's increasing, percent of the DA's attitude and ideology. You get it? I don't agree. I also don't agree with many things of the Freedom Front. Plus, I don't agree with many of the utterings of the Action SA grouping. I kind of differ sometimes on the ideology of certain suggestions of the IFP. I definitely don't sit around the fire always with the ACDP, etc., etc. We started the United Independent Movement because no the ANC, no the EFF, no the DA, all the opposition parties. I mean, this is logic. We would have then been part of them. No, the United Independent Movement has just got a very unique supporter, a very unique member. Can I tell you unique? Yeah. It has a unique member because it talks the truth. It demands justice. It fights crime. It has no hate. It wants to unify. It doesn't split race. It doesn't frown on religion. It doesn't absolutely waver on bringing justice. This is it. If those things that I have just mentioned, justice, religion, prayer, godliness, understanding fair, humanity, fighting crime, zero tolerance, these are the things that I'm mentioning, then welcome to the United Independent Movement. That's right. Welcome. But if you're a racist, if you're a bigot, if you're unjust, if you're a criminal, if you don't like fair play, if you disregard my God, if you do not believe in freedom, if you do not believe in democracy, if you do not believe in open markets, if you don't understand the free flowing of a global economy, if you're not going to back our farmers, if you're not going to back our product, I'm sorry, wrong party. You've got another 622 to choose of. Maar hierso, in my huis, eer ek my God. Hoor julle my? Dis my huis, né? That's my life. If you don't like it, dan skaaf jy. But the reason I am in the current multi-party charter is because we have no other way than getting the numbers together. Kan dit nou stik en stap vir stap verduidelik. Knyp 2 balle tussen jou bene. Nou daar kom ons begin sommer daar. In this country, the politicians that have been in politics for 30 years, you lost your balls. Yeah. You lost your rugby balls, your cricket balls, your soccer balls. Jy het julle balle verloor. You have no balls. And the most ballless person in this country, the one that really has lost all his balls, his soccer balls, his cricket balls, is our rumpies. Yeah, you, President Cyril Suki Matamata Rampoker. Ramp Poker. You have totally lost your balls. I'm starting to question if you ever had balls. I mean, to play with when you were younger. There's one thing about Neil de Beer. Said, hey, away. Where is he called? I was born with big balls. Rugby balls like these, soccer balls. Ek het hulle, hoor. Leeuloop. I've got them. Because I fear none except God. I fear none. Ek is nie bang. There's one thing you will never put on my gravestone, and you will never be able to write and say, here lies a coward. No, sir. No, madam. Ostokkolos. D.O. I'm not a coward. Maybe we need a president in this country that has balls everywhere and isn't a coward and will lead the people fairly and justly. So politics today in this country is a bunch of people that made career their politics. I'm going to say this to you. Take it from me. Are you listening? There are people that have been in parliament for the past 30 years. And hear me, SA politics is no different than worm politics, maar julle moet dit gou vat van my af. I've been in politics now for 3 years. I'm starting to understand that there are people who made politics their career. And the problem is, once you are a politician for more than 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, you know nothing else except politics. So the politicians that I've met that are now 10 years and 15 years, jy moet hulle check. They're zombie. Nee. They're politicians. They are career politicians. Are you listening to me? They don't give a damn about the people. They care about their seat. And the minute that they win and seat in an election, be it national, provincial, or local, they are 5 years. Okay. And they are 5 years untouchable. You can't touch them. Don't touch us. You can't touch them for 5 years. And then in that last year of the 5 years, they then come back and they start talking nice to you again. Hallo, hoe gaan dit? My naam is Jaco, stem vir my. Where were you for 4 years? Yeah, hard gewerk. Yeah, Musa. Really? That's funny because I didn't even know that you're my councillor. I didn't know that you're my member of parliament. Poof. Nee, hierdie mense poof. They like Casper the Friendly Ghost, except without balls. So where are they? So I'm now watching how this works. Ek is nou besig om I'm watching this. I'm watching this. You are starting to continually lie. Want kyk hoe kom hulle nou almal uit. They all coming out soos 'n kaktus in die middel van die sand. Bietjie reën en nou kom my middag. Where were you? No, I was underground. I was fighting underground. Yeah, sure. But when we asked the councillor to go underground to fix a pipe, nee, ek is verskriklik besig. Met wat? Meetings. Waaroor? Pipe. Ja, maar die donor se pype kom regmaak. Nee, ons moet eers praat oor die pype. Wat gaan hy mense? So that's SA politics. Don't get caught out again. Every party that's currently in this country has done, I'm sorry, absolutely nothing for you. The opposition failed you to oppose, and the government of today, this ANC, has failed. I think it's time for a new beginning, South Africa. I think it's time. I mean, you can't go worse, can you? Jy kan nie erger raak as dit. So that's why we're saying, Maureen, we are living on a yellow submarine. Remember the song? Jy's reg, Maureen. Yeah. And you know what is shocking? The politicians of this country are going to ask you to vote for them again. Not me. I'm new. I'm allowed to ask. Ek mag vir jou vra. Want ek het nog niks opgedonder. No, we haven't. We've just done well as a small party. We've done very well. And we will do even more well. Because why? We are not going to lie. We're going to give them on their mood and we're going to give them back their balls. Right, people? I want to make it clear about religion and the UIM. Can I talk about that quickly? Because people say politics should not be in religion and religion shouldn't be in politics. I had a big debate this week about it. Godly principle is godly principle. You have to have godly principles. What is godly principles? And I'm sorry, if you read the Torah, if you read the Quran, if you read the Bible, they are godly principles that unite us. No matter Muslim, Jew, Hindu, or Christian, they have a certain golden thread. And what is that golden thread? It's to do good. Het jy gehoor? Die dun goue lyntjie deur al daai gelowe is om goed te doen and to fight bad. That's it. You have to fight bad. We can class bad in many ways. And in many times, bad is who you find bad. But here I'm going to make a statement. Without faith, without the grounding of godly principles, we are doomed as humankind. Can we agree on that? Sonder ons God en ons geloof sal die mens verdrink. Die Here ons God, of wie ook al jy noem God, in jou geloof as 'n moslim, as 'n Jood, my God is my God. Yahweh is my God. And I believe that he wants me to fight evil. He wants me to bring light to dark. That's it. And he wants me to do it without the prejudice and judgment like certain Christians and certain Muslims and certain Jews, because it's everywhere you get these false prophets. He wants us to do good. And I believe that one of the things that are currently bad is this government and the ruler called the ANC. I was part of them. I now do not agree with it. It's my right to turn and to now fight for the light. Amen. So I'm very clear. The United Independent Movement is not just a Christian party. I'm a Christian. I am of the Christian faith. Clearly, very much. Baie, hoor. Ek is baie lief vir my God. Ek het hom eers laat in my lewe gekry. Dit is soos, jy het nooit geweet wie jou pa is nie. En toe vind jy jou pa. So ek is baie duidelik. Dit is my geloof. But if you are Muslim, there's a gentleman, very close friend of mine, Shafiq. Shafiq is a member of our NEC. Shafiq built the UIM with me. He's Muslim. And I love him. He's my brother. Because he has the same fight as I do. So, hoor gou vir my, please accept the following statement. Do not make your enemy my enemy, because at times your enemy might be my friend. Moenie jou vyande my vyande maak nie, want baie kere is my vriende miskien jou vyande. But enemies can unite. Yeah, they can get together if they find the same cause. And right now, all the people in the multi-party charter are trying to do one thing: get to 50 plus 1. If we don't get 50 plus 1 in next year's election, we will not take over the government. And then we are stuck with these hyenas of the ANC that will rip the last part of this country to shreds. South Africa, finally, let me tell you, a South Africa under a UIM government is a beautiful government. It will be a government that will focus in the first 100 days on only 2 things. Are you ready for this? Record this. Spread this. The following 5 things will happen in the first 100 days when we take office, no matter if we are president, cabinet minister, part of a government. This is what will happen in the first 100 days of our government. Number 1, crime. We will immediately halve the government. Did you hear me? There will be no Minister of Police, Minister of Corrections, Minister of Intelligence. There will be one minister that will be in charge of fighting crime, and he will have 3 deputies assisting him, because currently what's happening is the Minister of Police is blaming the Minister of Justice, who's blaming the Minister of Correctional Services, who's blaming the Minister of Intelligence. Yes, dis waar. Daar is nie meer intelligent, wel, daar is seker min intelligensie in die ANC, maar ek praat nou nie van IK nie, ek praat van inligting. There's no more crime intelligence in this country. There's no more military intelligence. There's no more state intelligence, except the state intelligence that they use on you, their own citizens. But they are not using that intelligence. I was part of intelligence. I should know. So there's none. So the problem is, waar's Tabu? Waar's Tabu? Anybody see Tabu? You got Tabu. No. I'm the Minister of Justice. You were supposed to. No, but where's the Correctional Service? Tronke. Do you have Tabu? Where's Tabu? How disgusting. 4 ministers all asking the same question. Where's Tabu? Do you remember? Hulle het geweet wat Tabu is. And the problem is they could hide behind their ministries and said, but we arrested him. We gave them to you. Yeah, well, we sentenced him. We gave him to you. And Correctional Services, you lost him. So, wow. No, one minister of State Security, Police and Correctional Services. Ons sal hom vang, ons sal hom justisie toe vat, ons sal vir hom lewenslang tronk toe sit, dan sit ons met 'n tronk en daai tronk gaan daar in die Kalahari wees. So in the first 100 days, we are halving the cabinet. We don't need all these ministers. Weggesit. Number 2, we are going to turn community policing back to the community. In the olden days, we used to have something called the commando system. Remember? Die commando system. There was nothing wrong. Die commando system het gewerk. Die enigste rede hoekom die commando system uitmekaar uitgevat is want die ANC wou nie hê blankes moet wapens hê nie. Ons praat gou regtig. Am I right? Am I right, South Africa? There was nothing wrong with the commando system because there was a commando office in every single town. And those commandos were trained people that were actually people that were trained to military scale. They were armed, they had radios, they had vehicles. They could instantaneously be deployed to assist crime, assist uprising, assist disaster in every single town. Daar was 3 goed wat jy gekry het in 'n dorpie. 'n Poskantoor, 'n polisiestasie en definitief 'n commando. But we closed them. We didn't close them because they didn't work. We closed them because we feared them. So I'm saying it's time to get the commando system, not the commando, asseblief, maar 'n systeem soos die commando system. We've got to bring it back because everybody in the town needs protection. So that's what we will be doing. We will be bringing down self-defense units for communities. So community self-defense units will be put down. There will be an assembly point, and every race, every category, rich and poor, will be protected by this community self-defense unit. And it will be funded by state. That's the first 100 days. We will immediately focus on what we will call external and domestic economic revival. Do you understand me? We are launching a program in the first 100 days of our presidency, which is called Direct Poverty Intervention. Direct Poverty Intervention. It will be a program that will be budgeted for, run by civil society in conjunction with Treasury, and it means exactly bloody that. It is direct poverty intervention. We will go out there, and every single town, village, city, metro will do an analysis on the poverty in their own area, and they will find a program where they will immediately fight poverty directly, but they will intervene in this because we are not getting it right. And where we do, then you know what? We fail. So direct poverty intervention, we will do that. Secondly, I'm sorry to tell you, if you're a foreigner, you will be second in line for work in this country. That's it. Did you hear me? You won't be denied work. You will just get work if a South African cannot do or cannot fill that job. That's it. No fighting, no xenophobia, no throw them out of the country. There are other politicians that are walking around and saying we'll put them on buses and trains. Dude, we don't have buses and trains. No, we're going to deport. We can't even transport people. You want to deport them. Skrik gou wakker. We don't have planes, trains, and railways. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to change the policy, the attitude to make South Africa first. And every South African in this country, South African, will be put at the front of the line. SA first. Did you hear me? At the front of the line. Not the back of the line. This is how it's going to happen. Secondly, we are going to take things like grant money instead of stealing it. This is a new concept. Wow. A new concept. No stealing government money. Wow. That's like the Minister of Electricity. An eureka moment. If you stop stealing the billions, we can feed people, employ people, create job opportunity, stimulate the domestic economy, and ensure that, for example, the farmers of this country, for once in our lives, will get all the support to take their product to market. That's right. Why do we go to Dubai and we get Australian lamb chops? I'll tell you why. Their government subsidizes their farmers so that they can take their product overseas. Dis dit. Dink jy ons mense in die land wat in die staat is, gee $1 se tyd oor ons plaasboere? Nee, want hulle koop hulle melk by Shoprite. So die onkunde van hierdie mense is besig om ons dood te maak. Klaar. That's it. We will stimulate the economy. And if you stimulate our economy by employing South Africans first, by giving them jobs, by creating government contracts and not giving it to your friends, but giving it to the community, you will, at the end of the day, survive. And yes, I am dumbstruck that this government cannot buffer and protect the citizens the businesses against the rising fuel prices. It's ridiculous. Let me quickly tell you, it is cheaper if you are staying in Ladybrand, South Africa, Free State, to drive across the border to Lesotho to go fill up your car in Maseru. Did you know it? Their petrol is nearly half our price. It's a fact. There are people that drive from Ladybrand once a week to go fill up their petrol in a foreign country called Lesotho. Now, if you look at the price of petrol and diesel in Lesotho, and you look at our price, everything above the price at Lesotho is taxes. Yes, it's tax. That's it. So when this government wants money, when it feels its coffers are going low, it just tells you the fuel price went up because the rand-dollar equation and the price of oil. Gaan kyk man. Sorry. Gaan poefie. Gaan poefie in die knol. Jy praat rubbish. Because let me tell you, they are now, here they go again. They're telling us they might drop the price of petrol next month by R1. Julle varke. Julle het al te veel gesteel. You know what's amazing? And I would like to do a study. If you agree with me, I don't know if there's any comments just on this quickly. Do you agree with me that currently, when the fuel price goes up, the food price goes up? But when the fuel price comes down, the fuel price drops. The food price stays there. Am I right? Facebook, am I right? Yes. TikTok, do things. I don't know what TikTok does. Gooi goed. If you agree with me, just throw some stuff. Facebook is running. There's hearts and thumbs ups coming. I see it here as well. It's true. It's true. They never bring our food price down, but they actually bring the fuel price down. But they blame, this is now the retail stores, they blame the high of food prices because of fuel cost. I think we should start an independent directorate that just looks at pricing in this country. We have one. Maar dit beteken fantasties lit niks. The consumer protection. Ja, julle gat man. You're not even computer literate. You're not protecting us. The ombudsman. You've gone through public protectors like I go through Olof Berg. A lot. So I want to quickly bring everything together, South Africa. Change must come. It's time for change. It's time that we don't start making a certain political party enemy number one. It's time that we make the South Africans and serve them as number one. Dis my storie vir vanaand, maar ek gaan eindig op 'n groot noot. I want to congratulate the Springboks of this country. Julle het my amper laat hartaanval kry. Amaboko. You nearly killed me in suspense. But a win is a win. A win is a win. We'll take it. And funny enough, it was +1. Remember +1. All the other political parties are saying they'll get 20% and 50% and 30%. And I told them in a meeting, the UIM is +1. Because without the UIM, and it's 1%, you don't get government. So Springboks, thank you for making the other politicians realize they need the UIM and the +1. Because the Springboks, +1. Funny how the players like Etzebeth, 10 minutes on the side, comes back and rectifies everything. What a man, what a monstrous piece of iron we have in that man. And I'm sorry, jy kan maar nou gaan passer vat en draaier centimeter gaan meet. Jason Colby was our way. Knockdown. He wasn't in front of the line. He wasn't on the line. He wasn't behind the line. He was just on time. So die Franse, julle moet maar nou parler. Bonjour France. Les personnes de liberté. Je voudrais à World Cup, no, Sivlo. Go sit down and have your baguette, croissant, and omelette, and come watch a good game on Saturday. So vir die bokke, any team against England has my support. So my opinie oor Saterdag, moer hulle. Geef vir hulle gas. Sê jy, Saturday. England, down, SA, victory. I'll be doing a little bit of a live from the braai with my Ulofberg and my friends just to say hello because, yes, I might be a politician, but I'm not. I'm one of you. I am your neighbor. I am your brother. I am your fellow South African. Godspeed. Good luck to everybody for the rest of this week. Cape Town is going through a little bit of heat, like with the somer is hier, maar die wind ook. For everybody in this country, may God bless you. May God protect you. May He bring peace to the Middle East in His way. And may you have a fantastic, fantastic weekend. Laat ons weer toe gaan het. And look after your family and look after yourself. Remember, South Africa first, but God number one. Onthou, SA eerste, maar ons God nummer 1. Please take down my email address. Neil, Neil, Neil @uimsa.org. Neil@uimsa.org. Please send me an email. I will answer it. And if you want to just say thank you and we pray for you and well done and support or any ideas, I am one of the few leaders of a political party that is in government that personally writes back to you the minute I can get back to you. So talk to me, encourage me, send us suggestions. Don't stop. Neil@uimsa.org. If you want to inquire about anything in our party, remember, you can send it to info@uimsa.org and it will be distributed. There's a members one. I think our admins are here. To all the people of our head office structure, Monia, Marlise, Cherise, Steve Spencer, Stevie, my man, always there. Everybody else that is there, Diane, Jacques, Joanne, the people in Durban, the people in Gauteng. I'm going to run out of names. But thank you to you all, to my new chief of staff as well, Julian. Thank you for whom you are, and thanks to everybody from UIM that is supporting him. He's really, really doing well, but he's getting all the help he can in my office. So thank you to everybody. Mag die Here julle seën. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. We'll see each other next week, Wednesday. Same time, same place, same love. Watch us in the media tomorrow. We might be making some waves. So the guys on YouTube, bye-bye. God bless you. And thank you for being with me. Bye-bye, julle.